Trump says Chicago could be next for the National Guard. And surprisingly, the mayor calls it unlawful.
So it's a great tribute to you. And when I look at you people, I understand why, because there's no games, right? We're not playing games. We're going to make it safe. And we're going to then go on to other places. But we're going to stay here for a while. We want to make this absolutely perfect. It's our capital.
So, I mean, it's clear as day. The plan is to replicate the D.C. cleanup in other cities. And, of course, Chicago. Other states, my fault. And, well, cities. I'm over here getting jumbled. Y'all know what I mean. But that's a direct promise, not a rumor. But did troops actually arrive? Let's test these receipts.
The military is here, shorty. The military is here. They on the street. The military is here. The military really here, shorty. Y'all thought life was a joke. Y'all think everything
Now, this is some important context to add. This clip shows military vehicles on Chicago's highway, but there's no official confirmation that I've been able to find of a guard deployment in the city streets right now of Chicago. Planning? Yes. Orders executed? Not yet. Meanwhile, City Hall's response. Just watch the mayor when he gets pressed, y'all.
I'm going to play something else President Trump said on Friday with regard to your city.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough.
Mayor Johnson?
Yes.
Your reaction to what you just heard.
Yeah. Well, listen, the president of the United States of America has repeated this, petulant presentation since he has assumed office. And, if the reporting is actually true, what he is proposing at this point would be the most flagrant violation of our Constitution in the 21st century. The city of Chicago does not need a military occupation. That's not what we need. In fact, we've been very clear about what we need. We need to invest in people to ensure that we can build safe and affordable communities.
Wow. Money, basically. This is the mayor.
That's what I've done as mayor since assuming office. It's unfortunate that this president is working overtime to divide in his attempt to conquer working families and to conquer cities across America. But this is clearly a violation of the Constitution, and we're going to remain firm and vigilant in our commitment to ensure that our democracy is protected and our humanity is secured.
That's not a plan. That's a filibuster. Chicagoans aren't asking for poetry. They're asking for safety, my guy. Safety. If the city had this handled, I don't think you would be here, man. And we wouldn't be here. Media says unlawful. Locals wearing red hats send them another message. Here's that clash and one package.
Robberies by 35% and shootings by almost 40%.
The people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one, but they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago.
Of course, you know who he was referring to. Chicago flips red.
Leaders of the conservative group Chicago Flips Red say they have 8 core members, but nationwide support. They welcome the National Guard on Chicago streets.
It needs to happen. It's no law and order.
I mean, if you got the National Guard right there, are you going to rob somebody right there in front of the National Guards? No, you're not.
The president, robbery
Exactly.
by 35%.
Shout out to big sis Danielle Carter out there doing a wonderful job in Chicago. But CBS frames it as unlawful. Residents, counter that. But what's unlawful is being carjacked and watching taxes climb and burying your neighbors. Here's the legal reality. Guard activation runs through the governor. There are federal pathways in extremes. That's the fight on the table. Numbers versus narratives. Watch this montage with CPD stats and community voices.
What the president is claiming that he wants troops to do, they don't even have the authority to do it. They have no arresting powers.
The mayor responding to President Donald Trump, who said he'll be expanding National Guard deployments to cities other than Washington.
Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent, and we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this.
The president's Oval Office comments come as Chicago police data shows overall crime since the first of the year is down 13% compared to the same period last year, and violent crime is down 23%.
I think he wants to provoke violence, because if he can provoke violence,
wow,
then it's going to be martial law.
Turning the federal military.
Y'all forgot the whole crime is down thing. That ain't working in D.C. right now, huh?
On American citizens is a sign of authoritarianism.
The president claiming many in Chicago want the Guard.
Screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one. But they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago.
Thank you, President Donald Trump, for hearing us.
Zoe Lee and Daniel Carter Walters founded the conservative group Chicago Flips Red and says despite CPD's numbers, many don't feel safe.
And if the Democrat Party, only thing they can do to help us is tell us crime is down, then hey, we welcome the National Guard.
I know that's right. Stats show crime down from last year, but when the city lives between the data points, down doesn't feel safe. That perception gap is why the story is white hot. But back to the source, y'all. Trump in the Oval Office laying out Chicago's probably next. Let's go and hear it in full context. We've been seeing it chopped up.
Anywhere on earth. So, I really am honored that the National Guard has done such an incredible job working with the police. And we haven't had to bring in the regular military, which we're willing to do. We have to. And after we do this, we'll go to another location and we'll make it safe also. We're going to make our country very safe. We're going to make our cities very, very safe. Chicago's a mess. You have an incompetent mayor, grossly incompetent. And we'll straighten that one out probably next. That'll be our next one after this. And it won't even be tough. And the people in Chicago, Mr. Vice President, are screaming for us to come. They're wearing red hats, just like this one. But they're wearing red hats. African-American ladies, beautiful ladies, are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago. Please. I did great with the black vote, as you know, and they want something to happen. So I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York, and we're going to help with
Los Angeles, incompetent mayor. Chicago's next. If he follows the D.C. timeline, expect it fast. Visible, you should expect a fast and visible push if Illinois doesn't block and if the White House decides the cost is worth the political war. And on the ground, some residents are literally asking for it.
Well, that didn't take long now, did it? Earlier this morning, Donald Trump said he will be sending the National Guard to Chicago next. Well, guess what? They're there, bitches. Yeah. People have been capturing and posting videos of the military vehicles rolling down the streets of Chicago. They are already there. You heard me? Shit's been getting out of hand in Chicago. Well, it's been out of hand, but a lot of people have been crying out ever since they've seen the results of what happened in California, in LA. They've seen the results of the level of peace and quiet that the National Guard brought to LA. They've seen it again in Southeast DC. They've seen it at the Capitol. They've seen it. They have seen the results and they want those kind of results. Just like we knew America could be great again, and we voted for that shit, Chicagoans know that Chicago can be great again. So they called for DJT to send the motherfucking National Guard in because the cops are scared of the YNs down there. So now the National Guard is down there. The streets are going to be safe. Give them a little bit of time to do some cleanup. Don't worry, Chicagoans. DJT's got you.
DJT's gotcha. That sounds like a cool radio show. You're now listening to DJT's Gotcha. Unfiltered Chicago voice. No, but as we said earlier, I haven't seen any official reports, but I will say that's fatigue with fear in terms of the people whom, well, it's fatigue. No fault. Let me separate this. It's fatigue in terms of what the community is seeing, and they want somebody to step in and clean it up. And it's fear from the people who don't want that thing cleaned up. But let's zoom out. Crime starts young when school collapse. Schools, that is. Watch the education piece.
Yeah, look, Ashana is describing the status quo perfectly. There is inequity built into the government-run school system. The public schools in too many places discriminate on the basis of zip code, and they're failing kids in too many places as well. In Chicago, there are 55 public schools with not a single kid proficient in math, yet they spend about $30,000 per student per year, which is about 50 to 60% higher than average private school tuition in that area. And so, look, the money doesn't belong to the schools, public or private. Education funding is meant for educating children, not for protecting a particular institution. We should fund the student, not the system. We should fund the person, not the building. And so with school choice, that allows the money to follow the child. If you like your public school, you can keep your public school. But if not, that money should follow the student to a private school if that works better, or a charter school, or even a homeschool option. And this is what's happening over the past few years. The unions close the schools as long as possible. Why are kids leaving? Because parents are going towards homeschooling, private schools, and school choice is passing in so many states right now like we've never seen before. It's great news.
Yeah, it is. 55 schools have zero math proficiency while spending $30,000 per student. Crime isn't a mystery. It's definitely policy. Fund students, not failing systems. Safety starts with standards. And speaking of standards, here's the hypocrisy clip that blew up. This is the liberal Chicago YouTuber who deleted her entire X account. Yep, a Chicago influencer ended up getting carjacked, breaks an arm, and still rejects help. She posted, "Dear Donald Trump, I've been carjacked in Chicago with my arm broken. I still don't want you or your troops here. TIA, I guess. By the way, there are no red hats here. We just seen that to be false. That's ideology over safety. And people are done with it." Final word goes to the folks in red. What do they want to do now?
Ms. Brandon Johnson says we're at the point of no return, and you all don't need Trump help, and you don't want the federal government to step in. Then we're going to need them to do what, though? We're going to.
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all need to get out here on the front line.
Jane
Davis, roll Jesse Jackson out. Who else? Tony Preckwinkle, get your walkers. Timothy Evans. Come on, Kwame Raoul, Governor Pritzker with them ankles. We see him. You know, like, yeah, let's go. Who else we got?
Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, since we got Texas, and we got Texas people to come on out.
Yeah.
They're still here, right?
Right.
Keep them on the front line. Mm-hmm. Go get Maxine Waters.
Get that wig.
Roll her in.
Jasmine Crockett, get that wig together. Get her in the front line.
Yeah, I feel like all the men who, especially the ones who voted, Who vote for all the BS down
the Hispanic KKK.
Yeah, the Hispanic KKK.
Byron Central Lopez, since he said F-ICE, he said abolish ICE.
Yeah.
He said that. We're going to need those people to work.
Yeah.
To go stand, because...
stand on from the pastors.
Yes.
Don't forget all the pastors now. Pastor T.L. Berry and his son, Tory Berry. Don't forget Father Flager. Father Flager need to be right on the front line. Because did he walk on the highway?
Yeah, walk on the highway, close it down.
Yeah.
So we're going to need all these people to be on the front line because they're public service.
Public service. And our tax dollars is funding y'all lifestyle. To the point that we're losing our homes.
In our lives.
In our lives.
Yes, and crime is not down. So since they don't want help from the federal government, Trump and everything.
Don't send no funds, Trump.
Yeah.
Don't send no funds.
Because they're going to steal them.
Yeah, they got it.
Yeah, but since they don't need they don't need Trump and they don't need no help from the federal government, then we're just going to send them on the front line.
Yeah, but if they don't answer in like if they're not out there tomorrow, Trump, you got to bring them.
Yes. If they're not out there tomorrow and we don't see them
boots on the ground,
if we don't see them with the boots on the ground with the fans and arresting these criminals and things like that, we don't see them in like ICE in our communities.
I want Brandon Johnson there with his 120 police.
No, he can't have police. We need him to put the social workers that he wants us to have.
Yeah, but I want his police detail there too.
No, why we don't have his police detail right there? Because I think we should let them show us how it's done. So I think we should have them on the front line.
Yeah, trauma, not treatment.
Yeah, and we can have a bunch of social workers too helping them arrest these violent
Matter of fact,
criminals.
all them people that y'all had in there lying to them at the Black Voter Scam barbecue yesterday, you need to have them on the front line too.
Yeah, as well. So this is what we're asking. If President Trump, we're going to make sure that if they're not on the front lines by what time we giving them?
I think about like 11 in the morning.
Okay, then we're asking you to please send the troops here.
Yeah, I want like how Alderman, pastor, R&B singer William Hall went to that border and looked at the souls of their eyes.
I want to look at the souls of our kids' eyes.
And our seniors.
And those seniors who got shot. I want them to go to the hospital and look at their eyes.
Bring the Bible.
And tell them that he's on the front line fighting for them because he told us that he was on the front line fighting for those illegal alien kids that he looked in the eyes.
And they need that package.
Yeah, he needs that package. Okay, so that's what we're asking. Like I said, all right, guys, see you later.
Here's where it stands. No confirmation guard deployment in Chicago yet. The Pentagon planned. The president signaled. The city pushed back. And the people are most definitely loud. If Springfield and City Hall can't deliver safety, the pressure in Chicago only rises, man. Now, I want you to drop your vote in the comment. Send a National Guard or let Chicago handle it. We're going to do it a little different in terms of comments, and we'll see what happens. Y'all be safe. Go check out somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.